Emily is with us in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hi, Emily. Welcome to the show. How can we help?
Hi. So my husband and I got married in November, and we've been talking about having a baby, not right this very second, but sometime in the near future. But all these numbers that you see, everyone says it's so expensive, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, and I'm a planner, so I'm just wondering, how do we decide if we're financially prepared for a baby?
You are.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it's $100,000 to have a baby, Emily, I'm never having a baby.
No. Those numbers are stretched, and they really mostly come into play if you get into a super large family. But if you have a couple of children, the vast majority of your electric bill does not change. Your water bill changes a little, but not that much. Your food bill will change some, but not that much. First couple of years, you got some formula and diapers and other things, some mandatory pediatrician bills that come at you and that kind of stuff. We always joked and said it's mandatory. It's federal law in the first 3 years of a child's life to pay the pediatrician's Porsche bill. But they don't really make that much money. The pediatricians don't, but it's still fun to mess with them. But so you're going to have some costs, but the idea that you need to have $200,000 in the bank before you have a child is absolutely ludicrous. No. Or will you realize over the scope of their life that you spent $200,000 on them? No, you won't even realize it, because it's just like, we get a little bit more macaroni. We get a little bit more, another six-pack of Coca-Cola or whatever. I mean, whatever it is that the family eats, they're just going to eat it. And so, if you're asking the question out loud, you probably can afford it.
Okay.
Yeah. Have a baby, Emily.
We do not have never in the history of Ramsey Solutions told someone to have a child or not have a child based on their financial situation.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you want to use common sense and reasonableness, and if you're completely broke and you make $21,000 a year, don't have 16 children. It's a problem, that kind of thing. That's common sense and reasonableness. But, the typical middle-class family doesn't have any trouble affording, in air quotes, their children.
Yeah.
You're going to be just fine.
I agree. I like that answer, Dave. I'm proud of you on that answer.
Well, thanks. I feel better about myself.
But you know what, Dave? I have said this, so tell me if I'm wrong for saying this. I don't believe in the first 6 months to a year you should have a baby of your marriage. It should be spent with y'all two getting to know each other and figuring out what you're going to do with your life.
Yeah, that's not a financial equation, though.
Right.
That's just a space
Yes, sir.
equation.
Mm-hmm.
And, most couples do that.
Yes.
But other couples are really excited to have children. So,
I know.
And that's okay, too, if you want to do that. We enjoyed a couple of years like you're talking about before Denise came along, and we've enjoyed every year since she came along as well. So,
Yes.
and none of them were her fault one way or the other. So that's the first baby, right? But
Right.
but yeah, anytime in any area of your life, money, relationships, anything, you can give yourself margin.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Margin's never a bad thing. It gives you it kind of smooths out the waves of life a little bit.